Hey guys, it's Leesh, and welcome to another episode of Car Confessions. Guys, listen. Excuse me, I had a burp there. I told you guys last week I'm back to work. Today was the first day of school. Kids are back in full effect. And it's nice. It's nice, like, seeing the kids in the building. It's like that new energy of the new school year and all the things that come with that. So it was really cool just to experience that today. It was really nice. But how are you guys doing? What's going on? What's going on in your world? How are things? At your job or your school or wherever you are. Like, what's happening with you? I'd love to know. Um, it's wild because as I start this new year, and I even talked about like just like new beginnings last year. Last week, I talked about stuff like that. And I'm always in this transition, like always, moving and trying new things. And so I have been in the process of, starting my online business to help those with multiple sclerosis, increase their energy levels. And I wanted to do it in a way that would promote just overall well-being, not just mental, physical. I mean, not just physical and like, yeah, yeah, mental, physical, but also the spiritual aspect of it. Because I feel like a lot of our wellness is dismissed when we don't account for our spiritual well-being. And this doesn't mean like, your religious um, ideologies or anything like that, because, religion and your spiritual beliefs and your to the core who you are completely two different things, right? Um, But I feel like for me and for the work that I'm doing, spirituality is such a huge piece of it, because when we aren't spiritually aligned with everything that we're doing in our lives, to me, I feel like things don't really fall into place in the way that they should, right? And so it's just understanding where you fall spiritually in your life, what that looks like for you, and how you move forward in your spiritual journey, right? My journey is not your journey and vice versa, right? Like we can't um, have the same journey because we're all different people. We all have different experiences, different thoughts, feelings, all, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Just really trying to hone in on that piece. And so I joined a program called the Tara Kirk Method. And it has been really a great experience so far. I haven't gotten completely in it the way I want to, but because school started, just trying to get all the things together. But I know as things, really take shape with school, which basically they have for the most part, I can really get into it and start unraveling all the things that I need to do in terms of working on myself to ensure that I am my best self moving forward with this actual program. Um, I will say, though, starting this program has been uh, not as jarring as other programs I've been in before. And I think that's because I have been in other programs, so I kind of have an idea of what it looks like to be in a coaching program. And in order for me to be a coach, I need to be coachable, right? And so that's another thing for me is like honing in on how to be coachable um in a program where I'm supposed to take on the coaching role at some point. But our it's funny, like not just her program but other programs have said like you are your first client, right? So if I'm my first client, I want to model that like what I expect from a coaching program into my program. And so it's me really putting in the work of figuring out like, okay, am I doing all that is required of me uh, as a client or someone going through this program in order to have the same type of success that I expect from the people that I coach. Um, so I'm doing some of that stuff, or I'm figuring that out rather, right? And at the same time, figuring out if that is the approach to go with this. Like, it's still new. Like, the me starting the program, it's still a new phase into the program. So things can completely shift by, midpoint, by hell, next week. I don't know. But I am taking the steps to uh, move forward in this process. And yeah, so we'll see. But I will say, like, when you go through these coaching programs, and anyone who's been in a coaching program, you know that they're not cheap, right? And when I say they're not cheap, I'm talking about like over, thousands of dollars that you're paying. Um, and for some people, it's kind of like like you're spending all this money on a program like that. And when you think about, or at least when I think about how I want to move through this world and how I want to be a change maker in this world, it comes with you investing in yourself. And investment isn't doesn't come with a discounted rate most times. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to really put in that, that energy, i.e. money, because money is basically energy. Put in that energy, put in that time, put in the effort that is necessary for you to thrive in the spaces that you're meant to thrive in. And so that's what I'm doing right now, guys, along with other things. But I just thought it was so interesting how, with this particular program, I'm actually doing a lot of these things, doing the opposite of a lot of things that I've done in the past. Like, in the past, I've been like completely frantic, freaking out. Oh my gosh, I'm behind on this. Oh my gosh, I've got to finish this module. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to be successful if I don't do this, 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 and this. And the freedom with this particular program, even though, it is encouraged that you get through the things in a timely fashion, but at the same time, the pressure, I don't feel that pressure that I've felt in other programs before. The support I feel is there. And not that other programs didn't have support. Like, I'm not, taking away from those programs at all. But this program feels good for me. I think it's another thing too. Like, if you've ever, or say this, you've never gone through a coaching program. Finding the program that works for you is key. Like, I can't stress it enough, because if you don't gel with a certain person or whatever that looks like, you're kind of wasting your money. Not kind of, you are wasting your money in a program. Well, I shouldn't say wasting, right? Because with every experience, there's a learning lesson, right? So I retract that. I retract that. But I will say, do your best to find someone that resonates with you, that actually speaks your language and that understands your vision, with what you want to do with whatever, whether it's an online coaching program, some type of, or any, type of entrepreneurial endeavor. Try to find someone that really is wanting to hone in and take, what you're doing seriously. I think that's so important. Um, Particularly when you're really trying to do something that you're passionate about, because you can get easily distracted and discouraged and all the things, right, that would cause you to not move forward in, doing the things that you're called to do. Um, and I find with myself, it's important for me to step away from my usual routine, which is, me thinking I can just handle things on my own. I don't need help, blah, 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 blah. Even though I'm in a coaching program, make it make sense. But I find myself getting caught up in, I can handle this. I can do it myself. It'll be fine. I'll figure it out. And it's just like, why did you start this coaching program, girl? Like, why did you do this knowing the whole point of being in a coaching program is you need help, sis? Like, what? Um, And I find, for me, as I'm thinking about this, I've always been conditioned to just handle it, just take care of it. Even in the midst of me finding assistance, I will still figure out a way to control it and bring it back to me to, take care of it, to handle it, to manage it, to make sure, it's going the way I feel it should go. But this is uncharted water for me. Like, I have never done a coaching program. I know very little about what it is to really have a successful business as it relates to an online coaching program. And so me spending this money, me taking the time to, be a part of this actual program is essential to what I want to do. So it's just that unlearning and being and feeling safe in this unknown territory that I'm in. Um, I love this program too because she talks a lot about just regulating your nervous system and really finding ways to work um, less. And that's much work less. I'm saying this wrong, but just finding a way to make things easier. Like how this is something, and I'm totally paraphrasing, but something that she references is how can I make this easy, or how can I do this with ease. And, that's something I'm not used to. I'm not used to doing things with ease. It's more of, everything is, the hardest thing ever. And, you're stressed to the max and all those things. Um, so it's refreshing to be in a space to know that that's a possibility to do things with ease and still get things done. And I'm finding, seriously, guys, I'm finding that it's possible. Before I would have never thought that. I would have thought everything takes hard work and grit and you gotta, you know, work yourself to the bone in order to see results. And that has burnt me out in ways that, and I'm probably preaching to the choir, let's be serious, but I just can't do that anymore. I can't live in that space where I'm just grinding. And then there's never any let up. Like it's the continuous grind of life. And I'm like, why am I grinding? Why is this real life? Because I've created this life, right? I've created this to be reality for me. And I'm like, I don't want this reality anymore. I want more ease and more flow in how I live and how I manage and navigate this life. I don't want to constantly be in this hustle culture, this grind culture where you're just, burning yourself at both ends and then hoping for the best. It's just like, what? No, I don't want that. So like I said, I'm tired. And it's one thing to be in this whole mentality of grind culture and then also live in New York City. New York City is a grind within itself. You know what I'm saying? Like it is its own monster and beast within itself. So to tackle, even just dealing with this traffic right now, like, just going through the day to day in New York City on top of, living this, nonstop life, it's overwhelming sometimes. And it's overwhelming in ways that's just like, can I even move forward? I can't even think straight sometimes. And so that's where I have to start reaching out more. And I feel like this program will be that test of me really taking the time to, put myself to the test, right? And see if I actually follow through. And I am going to follow through. This is something completely different for me, but it's for my benefit. And these people are here to help and they're here to support. And it's like, Alicia, hello, actually do what you're going to do. You say you're going to do it, follow through. And I'm normally that person that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, right? And I'm going to make it happen. It might not be instant, but it will happen. And I'm just excited for the journey and for what's to come and what and all the cool things that I accomplish on the way and learn on the way. It's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be pretty interesting. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this program. And, and also excited, not just about the program, but, my actual business and the transformation that I will um, see within the clients that I work with. You know, for those who don't know, I have been, and I think I said it earlier, but if not, I'll say it again. You know, the coaching business that I'm working to actually launch and make, public, and even, I could work with clients now if I wanted to. But all that to say, it's to help people with MS increase their energy levels. And, you know, for those who've been listening to the podcast, I have multiple sclerosis. And MS is a disease that is so mysterious and so weird and so wonky, but at the same time can be so debilitating for many people. And I've been blessed to, you know, not have a lot of these debilitating issues in my life, because I've done a lot of things to, manage my diet, exercise, meditate, doing different things to really be mindful of my health and acknowledge that, Western medicine, with its advancements, God bless it, but it's not the end all be all as it relates to overall healing in your life. And so there are things that I have done in my life that have completely changed my life. I don't take any medication for my multiple sclerosis. Take supplements, but medicine, I don't take any medicine. And I feel like my MS is very managed very well, and I feel good, about where I am in my life. I'm 46 years old, and I feel like I'm in probably some of the best health I've ever been in my life at 46. Right? It's crazy. But that also contributes to the fact that, growing up, when it came to uh, diet and exercise, even though I grew up Adventist, I still grew up with people, my family, food was everything, and good food, like good food that had flavor and had, that was really rich and soul food, basically. You know what I'm saying? So when you grow up with that type of food and the mentality of eating, like that, and then also having other issues as it relates to eating, as y'all know, this is why I started this podcast. It was difficult to navigate how to, you know, take on the practices of the Adventist church as it relates to, overall health, and then also incorporate it into the life that I grew up in, then pile on the trauma that I experienced in my life, and then knowing that food, by way of what I saw, was the way to escape, was the way to kind of like get my, um, to protect myself, calm my nervous system, all these things. And so the complexities of food were always an issue in my life, and still continue to be in it. I mean, to say that I've completely like, oh, everything's eradicated, I'm fine, everything's fine. No, that's not the case. Um, and that's one of the things, even with my coaching program, is understanding where you are on your food journey. Um, how are you doing? If that's even an issue for you. If it's not an issue for you, then it's not an issue for you. But for those of us who have struggled with eating, struggled with managing uh, how to navigate uh, food issues, mine, obviously, I'm an emotional eater. And, finding out that a lot of people are emotional eaters was very eye-opening to me. I didn't know that was language I could use as related to my issue. I just thought I was just this person who was just out of control, who just wanted to eat all the time, and I was broken. I had no idea that there was something that was actually, you could identify like a diagnosis kind of thing. And so knowing that there is help, and I've gone through a coaching program for emotional eating, which was life changing, literally life changing. Um, and that's one thing I do also love about coaching programs is the fact that you get these tools and you're implementing them in your life each and every day. There's no resolution. It's you taking these tools that you have, you know, uh, that you've learned through these programs and then incorporating them into your everyday life. Um, Something I would have never been able to do on my own, seriously. And which brings us back full circle. It's me reaching out for those resources. And even you, I mean, I don't know if this resonates with anybody that's listening now, but maybe you're in a space where you're just like, I need help. I just don't know what to do. You know, search. I mean, listen, Google is a thing and it's real. And not only is it real, it can lead you down some crazy rabbit holes that you would never imagine. Particularly when it comes to self-help. There's so many coaches out there. There's so many resources, so many, you know, just all types of programs that can help you with pretty much anything at this point in life. Uh, there's so many skilled people in the world. So there's no reason for you not to find the help that you need. And, you know, sometimes people, you know, sometimes finances are a thing that can stump you from getting, you know, receiving services, and that's totally understandable. Like, I'm not dismissing that sometimes these things are pricey, like I said, but when I think of it as, you know, when these prices are thrown in my face, and you feel like, oh, my overall well-being and me being my best self requires investment. And like I said, investment is requires energy. Energy is money, and some, well, not all energy, but you know, money is a part of the whole energy realm. And in order for you to make those shifts in life, money sometimes has to be a part of that. And so for me, I can't say for everybody else, but so for me, that investment is um, crucial and it's necessary. And yeah, so that's where I'm at with it. And, you know, like I said, if you're looking for, you know, resources and all that type of stuff just to kind of like help you navigate your life and, you know, be your best self, I encourage you, take a look. And even if you know, like Leesh, hey, can you help me find something? I would be more than happy. Hit me up. You can hit me up I'm on social. I'm like the Alicia Christian on Instagram. I'm Alicia Christian on Facebook, TikTok. I think I'm the Alicia Christian. I don't know what it is. Point is, I am very accessible. You can even hit me up over here. My email is Alicia R. Christian, or even the Eat Me podcast at gmail.com. Eat Me podcast at gmail.com. On my website. Yeah, hit me up if you want some information on this. I would love to help you. And I want to see everyone win, literally. All right, y'all, I am rushing because I have to get in here for my therapy. I started therapy again. I'll tell you about that another time. But anyway, I love y'all. I hope you're well. And like I always say, let's just keep on keeping on. I love you, and I'll see y'all next week. All right.